boys and girls. So we've been doing a little tiny author study. For the last few weeks, we've been reading books by one of my favorites, Kevin Henkes. So let's continue on. The name of this book is Julius, the Baby of the World. I think you'll see why it's one of my favorites pretty soon. Before Julius was born, Lily was the best big sister in the world. She gave him things, she told him secrets, and she sang lullabies to him every night. After Julius was born, let's see, can you see the picture now? After Julius was born, it was a different story. She took her things back. She pinched his tail. And she yelled insulting comments into his crib. "I am the queen," said Lily, "and I hate Julius." But her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes, and they stroked his sweet white fur. Lily thought his wet pink nose was slimy. She thought his small black eyes were beady, and she thought his sweet white fur was not so sweet, especially when he needed his diaper changed. "Julius is the baby of the world," chimed Lily's parents. "Disgusting," said Lily. Lily had to share her room with Julius. "After Julius goes away, do I get my room back?" she asked. "Julius isn't going anywhere," said Lily's mother. And he didn't. He stayed, and he stayed, and he stayed. Lily was supposed to be very quiet while Julius slept. "After Julius goes away, can I talk like a normal person again?" she shouted. "Julius isn't going anywhere," said Lily's father. And he didn't. He stayed, and he stayed, and he stayed. "We want Julius to grow up to be as extraordinary as you," said Lily's mother. "So we must constantly tell him how beautiful he is and how much we love him. We love you, Julius. You're beautiful, Julius." When no one was looking, Lily had an idea of her own. "I hate you. You're ugly." Boys and girls, do you know what the problem is? There you are. Do you know what the problem is? She really loves him. Siblings do. She's just really jealous, right? Because he's getting so much attention. So they're trying to give her extra attention, right? "We want Julius to grow up to be just as clever as you," said Lily's mother. "So we must sing to him his numbers and letters whenever possible. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When no one was looking, Lily had her own idea. 3, 8, 1, 5, 9, 6. A, J, K, Z, B, S, C, H. Is she trying to confuse him? Oh, Lily's parents were more than a bit doubtful about leaving the two of them alone together. She tried to frighten Julius with her nifty disguises. She learned magic and tried to make him disappear. And when that didn't work, she simply pretended that he didn't exist. Well, Lily spent more time than usual in the uncooperative chair. Look, I hate everything. "I'm hungry. I have to go to the bathroom. Boy, she's a character, isn't she? Lily's parents, see, they know that she needs extra special attention. So, you know what the parents did? Lily's parents showered her with hugs and kisses and treats of all shapes and sizes. They even let her stay up 15 minutes later every night. It didn't matter. Nothing worked. I am the queen, said Lily, and I hate Julius. But her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes. And they stroked his sweet white fur. Oh, Julius is the baby of the world, chimed Lily's parents. Disgusting, said Lily. Lily's parents were amused when Julius blew a bubble. Can you believe it? They exclaimed. But if Lily did the exact same thing, they said, Lily, let's mind our manners, please. Lily's parents were dazzled when Julius babbled and gurgled, such a vocabulary, they exclaimed. But if Lily did exactly the same, they said, Lily, let's act our age, please. Lily's parents were amazed when Julius screamed. Ah, what lung capacity, they exclaimed. But if Lily did the exact same thing, they said, Lily, let's restrain ourselves, please. One morning, while Lily was busy playing opera, her mother said, why don't you put some of that verbal exuberance to good use? Why don't you tell Julius a nice story? He's too little to understand a story, said Lily. Well, he can understand it in his own way, said Lily's mother. Okay, said Lily, smiling. Julius, the Germ of the World, by me. Once upon a time, said Lily, there was a baby. His name was Julius. Julius was really a germ. Julius was like dust under your bed. If he was a number, he would be a 0. If he was a food, he would be a raisin. 0 is nothing. A raisin tastes like dirt. The end, said Lily. That story earned her 10 minutes in the uncooperative chair. Lily warned her friends Chester and Wilson and Victor about babies. Trust me, they're dreadful, she said. She warned strangers about babies, too. You will live to regret the bump under your dress, she said. Lily ran away 7 times in one morning. I'm really leaving this time, she called. Who knows where they'll find me? The same afternoon, Lily had a tea party, and everyone came. Everyone but Julius. Oh, his invitation must have been lost in the mail, she exclaimed. Lily had glorious dreams about Julius and ghastly nightmares, too. Lily's parents showered her with compliments and praise and niceties of all shapes and sizes. They even let her drink juice out of the antique china cup. It didn't matter. Nothing worked. I am the queen, said Lily, and I hate Julius. My entire complete family. My new cup. Mom, Dad. That's all there is, really. But her parents loved him. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes. and they stroked his sweet white fur. Julius is the baby of the world, chimed Lily's parents. Disgusting, said Lily. When Lily's mother felt up to it, she planned a festive celebration in honor of Julius. All the relatives came. There was quite a spread. What's the big deal, said Lily. Haven't they ever seen a silly lump before? Well, apparently not. All afternoon, the relatives hovered over Julius. They kissed his wet pink nose. They admired his small black eyes. And they stroked his sweet white fur. Disgusting, said Cousin Garland. What? Said Lily. Julius, said Cousin Garland. I think his wet pink nose is slimy. I think his small black eyes are beady. And I think his sweet white fur is not so sweet. He needs his diaper changed. Lily's nose twitched. Her eyes narrowed. Her fur stood up on end, and her tail quivered. You're talking about my brother, said Lily. And for your information, his nose is shiny, his eyes are sparkly, and his fur smells like perfume. Cousin Garland was speechless. He can blow bubbles, continued Lily. He can babble and gurgle, and he can scream better than anyone. Cousin Garland tried to slink out of the room. Stop, said Lily. I am the queen. Watch me closely. Lily picked up Julius. She kissed his wet pink nose. She admired his small black eyes, and she stroked his sweet white fur. Your turn, said Lily, handing Julius over to Cousin Garland. Kiss! Admire! Stroke! Lily commanded. Now repeat after me, said Lily. Julius is the baby of the world. Julius is the baby of the world, said Cousin Garland. Louder, said Lily. Julius is the baby of the world. And from then on, he was, in everyone's opinion, especially in Lily's. We're almost twins. See, I told you she loved her brother because brothers and sisters, families, they love each other. And boys and girls, Lily was misbehaving, wasn't she? And at first you may have thought that she wasn't that nice. And then you came to understand that sometimes people get jealous. Kids can get jealous when there's a new baby that gets lots of attention. And that's why Lily's parents knew that. But did you see how she defended him at the end? I love the story, and it's funny too, huh? All right, so I'm running out of Kevin Henkes stories. But I think I've got one, maybe two, or maybe just one more. Okay, friends? Hope you have an awesome week this week, and I hope you enjoying Kevin Henkes as much as I am. Bye-bye.